Faces that just last October, I didn't even know. I think the first time I came up here and spoke was during a table topics, and I was a guest. I was a lowly guest. And I think I mentioned something about standing up here and looking at a bunch of strange faces, but that I was looking forward to getting to know you all. Well, here we are, a few months, 10 speeches later, and not only are you all familiar to me, but some of you have become very good friends. If I hadn't stepped outside of my comfort zone and joined this club, I wouldn't be here right now. You guys probably feel pretty silly looking at nothing. I wouldn't have made any progress in my speaking abilities, and I wouldn't have made some good friends. Your comfort zone is your identity, and it's what defines who you are. If you don't expand your comfort zone, then you're not growing as a person, you're not evolving. Since you were a child, you've been evolving and growing by trying new things, new experiences, and learning from them. But for many people, somewhere along the lines, we stop evolving. You know, we settle down into a routine, a pattern, and just stop living. Sure, you know, we might get up and go to bed, eat and drink, and all of that stuff, but is that really living? I mean, I guess you could say it is, but there is another type of living. You see, when we encounter something new, we either pull back in fear, back into our safety, our safe little lives, not knowing what we're missing. Or we step forward outside of our comfort zone with a little bit of courage, and we go for the change. In the second choice, we see change as an opportunity to grow and have a new experience and have some adventure in our lives. But many people are very uncomfortable with change. And guess what? They should be. I mean, change is always uncomfortable. Every time you learn something new, it was not comfortable. I mean, think about it, whether you were learning to ride a bike or drive a car, whether you were learning to speak English or do calculus, whether you're going on a first date or doing a first speech. It's always uncomfortable. But after a while, that new thing that you do that was uncomfortable becomes comfortable. You know why? I'm going to tell you why. It's because it becomes a part of our new and expanded comfort zone. So, if you think back to your own life, every time that you might have changed, you'll realize that during those events, you may not have been happy with what was going on. You may have been, unsure of yourself, but after the event, you were happy that you went through it. If I look back, in the last year even, there have been a lot of things that I've gone through which I wasn't really enjoying while I was going through them. But now that I look back on it, I've grown a lot and I've developed more of a belief in myself. And that's what happens when you go through something that you were scared of. if you think back maybe like 2 years, 5 years, 10 years, all of the growth that you've had came through change. So right now, you may be currently hiding out in your safe little comfort zone. You may be resisting some sort of a change because it's new, or it's difficult, or it's scary. You may be holding back from doing your third or your fourth speech. Won't mention any names, Regina. But if you are holding back because of fear or not wanting to, go through anything that's different, remember that as far as we know, this is it. This is the only life that we've got. So you owe it to yourself to make something of it. And you want to make the most of it. So whether it's learning a language, or joining a club like this one, taking an art class, trying some new food, taking a new route to work, learning a new dance, talking to that girl, changing your haircut, getting your haircut. Try it. Take a chance. You may end up being very happy that you did. I remember for a couple of years before coming down here, I was living downtown where I am now, and I'd walk by this building and I knew there was a Toastmasters in here because I had looked it up at one point, and I've been thinking for a few years of joining Toastmasters, but I always found some sort of an excuse to join. Busy, I don't want to see a bunch of weirdos, I don't know, whatever I could come up with. And the thing is, it wasn't as bad as I thought. I mean, I stepped in here, and I was partly right, a lot of weirdos. But it was an adventure. And the first few times I came up here, I didn't feel that comfortable. I still don't feel that comfortable sometimes. But you know what? I'm really glad that I joined. It's given a lot to me, and I hope to be able to give some back. I'm not sure how I'm going to do that right now, but I don't know, we'll see. So, last year I decided this is it. Just this Wednesday, you're going to go. Wednesday came around, and guess what? I didn't go. But the whole week, I was full of a lot of guilt because I was like, man, I told myself I was going to go. I was building up the courage. And Wednesday comes around, I didn't even go. I can't believe that. If I can't trust myself, who can I trust? So then I counted down the hours almost until the next Wednesday, just so I can make it up to myself. Wednesday came around, and guess what? I was sitting here like 20 minutes early. It's never happened since. Now I'm usually 20 minutes late. But I've made it a rule to always come. And I'm really glad I did. If I hadn't, I wouldn't have met you guys. And some of you guys I wish I hadn't met. Like, well, I'm not going to but in all seriousness, you got to break out of your comfort zone, because it's only when you do that you grow as a person, or else you're never going to know what you're going to miss out on. Thank you.